lines of does admin censor free speech, freedom of speech? Right off the bat, you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, they're going there. That's a really heavy question. That's a very controversial question. That's what this podcast is for. Making this podcast known will get more people, more of the student body to support and voice their concerns about these issues. And then that's when admin listens. That's when we can actually enact change, when all of us are united as one. Administration saw us as a legal liability, essentially. We didn't give up. We wasn't going to let that stop us from our podcast. Because we were willing to make change, but I didn't want to completely change the podcast to like some PG content that admin's okay with, because then that defeats the whole purpose of this podcast. Digital Communications, or Rampage, they now have their podcast now. It's essentially sponsored and run by the school. They use the school resources. They're at the mercy of the school, because if the school doesn't like what they say, the school will take it down. And that essentially makes them a state-controlled media. And that's an issue when the administration is getting away with this kind of stuff. Administration doesn't actually have the right to tell us that they have to approve it first, and they can deny me from talking about my podcast. Admin is trying to suppress our podcast because of our ability of freedom of speech. And not even just podcasts, just anything that says anything about the district or the school that they feel like might affect them publicly, they're going to do anything that they can to suppress that. We believe in this podcast and what it can do for the student body, because we wanted to do this for the students, right? Send me a cease and desist, tell the police. As long as I'm following the rules, I'm going to keep the podcast going, because that's what I believe is right. You're not going to discourage me from doing it, because I'm already doing it. You can't stop me now.
And we have
if I'm wrong, you tell me I'm wrong. Be upfront and honest about it, but don't try to suppress us.